Hey there, and welcome to another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're tackling something pretty essential for anyone, moving through the crypto world,
Right.
transferring USDT between different wallets.
That's it.
We're going to be focusing on OKX,
Uh-huh.
Binance, and SafePal,
Okay.
and using some YouTube tutorials and written guides that you've shared
Yep.
to try to break it all down.
Absolutely. And you know what we really want to do is not just show you the how-to steps,
Right.
but help you understand like the why behind those steps.
Well,
Because with crypto,
yeah.
a little knowledge goes a long way to protecting yourself.
Okay, so let's imagine you need to send some USDT to a friend
Okay.
who's on a different platform.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin?
Well, even before you think about moving those coins,
Okay.
you need to make sure you have a frame grasp
Yeah.
on the concept of seed phrases.
Okay, I've heard about those.
Yeah.
But why are they so important?
So think of it this way.
Okay.
Imagine you lose your phone where you happen to have your crypto wallet app.
Yeah.
Without your seed phrase,
Yeah.
you're locked out of your funds
Oh,
potentially forever.
got it.
It's like losing the combination to a safe.
Right. And I remember one of those YouTube tutorials,
Yeah.
the one about transferring USDT from OKX,
Uh-huh.
used a really vivid example about this.
Exactly. They talked about how someone could use their seed phrase to recover
Wow.
their OKX wallet on a totally different app,
Okay.
like MetaMask.
Right.
This just goes to show how powerful seed phrases are.
Yeah.
They're not tied to a specific platform.
Uh-huh.
They hold the keys to your crypto kingdom.
So it sounds like we need to treat these seed phrases
Absolutely.
like pure gold.
Yes.
Maybe even more so.
More so, yeah.
What are the best practices for keeping them safe?
Number one, never, ever
Okay.
store your seed phrase digitally.
Got it.
That's like putting a welcome mat out for hackers.
Right.
Write it down offline. Store it somewhere secure and never, ever share it with anyone.
Okay.
No legitimate platform or service will ever ask for your seed phrase.
Wow. Okay, seed phrases, check.
Check.
Got it locked down, metaphorically speaking, of course.
Good.
But what's next?
So this is where things get a little tricky.
Okay.
And we need to talk about network compatibility.
Okay.
You see, USDT, unlike some other cryptocurrencies,
Mhm.
can exist on different blockchains,
Okay.
like ERC20, TRC20, and BEP20.
Wait, so it's not just about sending the USDT.
Right.
There are different pathways.
Yeah.
This is where I start to feel like I need a crypto dictionary.
Yeah, think of it like sending a package.
Yep.
You need to make sure you're using the right delivery service,
right.
FedEx, UPS, whatever,
Right.
and that the address is formatted correctly
Yeah.
for that service.
Got it.
If you mix them up,
Yeah.
your package might get lost.
Okay, that's actually a really helpful way to think about it.
Good.
So if I'm sending USDT, how do I know which delivery service or blockchain network I
Yeah.
need to use?
That depends on both your wallet
Cool.
and the wallet you're sending to.
Okay.
Both need to be compatible with the same network
Right.
for the transfer to work.
Got it.
One of the sources and guide on transferring 89 USDT
Mm-hmm.
really stressed this point. It specifically mentioned TRC20,
Yeah.
highlighting that choosing the wrong network
Okay.
could mean saying goodbye to your funds.
Yeah.
Poof, gone.
That is scary.
Yeah.
So how do we avoid that?
So that's where things get platform specific,
Okay.
which is why we're going to dive into
Yeah.
OKX, Binance, and SafePal individually.
Got it.
Each has its own way of selecting and displaying networks.
Okay, so seed phrase security is paramount,
Yes,
and we need to be super careful about picking the right blockchain network.
you got it.
What's the next hurdle in this crypto obstacle course?
Let's start with obtaining the destination address,
Okay.
which is basically where you're sending your USDT. Think of it like the account number for
Yeah.
your recipient's crypto wallet.
Okay, so if I'm sending USDT to my friend's Binance wallet,
Right.
I'd need to get their Binance deposit address.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this is where paying attention to the network is crucial.
Right.
When you're getting that deposit address on Binance, make sure you select the correct network that matches the network you'll be sending from.
Okay, so let's say I've done my due diligence.
Yeah.
I've got my friend's Binance deposit address.
Okay.
I've triple-checked the network compatibility.
Good.
Now, how do I actually initiate the transfer?
This is where those YouTube tutorials come in handy.
Okay.
They provide a visual step-by-step, which
Yeah.
can be really helpful.
Yeah, and I remember the OKX tutorial
Yeah.
was really big on double-checking everything
Yes.
before hitting that send button.
Absolutely.
Like, seriously emphasized it.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Once that transaction is sent,
Uh.
it's irreversible. So You need to make sure the amount is correct, the network is correct,
Yeah.
and that destination address is 100% accurate.
Right.
No typos allowed.
Yikes. The pressure is on.
What about SafePal?
Yeah.
Did the tutorial highlight anything specific about their transfer process?
The SafePal tutorial focused a lot on security measures.
Right.
Which makes sense given that SafePal is a hardware wallet.
Yep.
Designed with an extra layer of protection.
That's a good way to put it.
Right.
They're generally considered more secure than software wallets.
Okay.
Because your private keys,
Yeah.
the things that give you access to your crypto, are stored offline on the physical device.
So even if your computer is hacked, the hacker can't get to your crypto.
No.
Because the keys are physically stored on that separate device.
And the SafePal tutorial walked through those extra security steps, like needing to enter your password or use biometric authentication to authorize the transfer.
Okay, so that's another thing to keep in mind.
Yeah.
The level of security can vary.
Absolutely.
Depending on the type of wallet you're using.
It's all about assessing your own risk tolerance.
Right.
And choosing a wallet that aligns with your security needs.
Okay, so we've covered getting that destination address.
Yeah.
We've talked about the transfer process itself.
Right.
Anything else we need to be aware of?
Well, we can't forget about fees.
Oh, fees.
Right.
The bane of any financial transaction.
I know.
Are they pretty standard across the board?
Unfortunately.
Or do I need to brace myself for some surprises?
It's not that simple.
Okay.
Fees can vary depending on the blockchain network you're using. And they can even fluctuate based on how congested the network is.
So it's like surge pricing for crypto.
Kind of.
The YouTube tutorials briefly mentioned this.
They did, yeah.
But they didn't go into a lot of detail.
No.
It's definitely something to be aware of, especially if you're on a tight budget or transferring a large amount of USDT.
Yeah, you might want to do a little research on network fees beforehand.
Got it.
Yeah.
Factor in potential fee, anything else.
One last thing.
Okay.
And this is super important. Especially if you're new to this.
Yeah.
Or transferring a significant chunk of change.
Right.
Always do a test transaction first.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Right.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly.
But how do we even do a test transaction?
Simple. Just send a tiny amount of USDT to the destination address, like $1 or even less.
Got it.
This lets you confirm that everything is working as it should.
Right.
The network is correct, the address is correct, and you're comfortable with the process.
Okay, that's a great tip.
Good.
Test transactions check.
Check.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Before we wrap things up,
I
think it'd be helpful to zoom out a little bit.
Okay.
And look at the bigger picture. We've been talking about transferring USDT, which is part of this whole decentralized finance movement.
That's right.
Right.
It's a pretty radical shift from the traditional financial system where banks and institutions have all the control.
And it's a shift that comes with a lot of responsibility.
It does.
We're basically acting as our own banks now.
Yeah, you are.
Which is exciting.
Yeah.
But also a bit daunting.
It definitely requires a different mindset.
Right.
You're in charge of your own security. You need to understand the technology involved.
Right.
And you need to be vigilant about protecting your assets.
Which is why this deep dive has been so valuable.
It has.
It's like a crash course.
Yeah.
In responsible crypto management.
Exactly. And as we've seen, knowledge really is power in this space. The more you understand about how these systems work, the better equipped you'll be to navigate them safely and effectively.
So where do we go from here? What's the takeaway for our listener who's ready to start moving some USDT?
First and foremost, remember that your seed phrase is like the holy grail of your crypto holdings.
Seriously, people, seed phrase security is no joke.
Then before you initiate any transfer, make sure you understand the concept of network compatibility. USDT exists on different blockchains, and you need to make sure both your sending and receiving wallets are on the same network.
Otherwise, it's like sending a letter to the wrong address.
Exactly.
Your USDT is going to get lost.
It is.
In the digital void.
And when you're actually going through the transfer process, double, triple check every detail, the amount, the network, and especially that destination address.
Right. And don't forget about those extra security measures.
Yes.
Like passwords and biometric authentication.
Right.
Especially if you're using a hardware wallet like SafePal.
Right. And before you send a large amount, always do a test transaction first.
Okay. Those are some solid takeaways.
Right.
But before we wrap up this deep dive completely, I have a question that's been bugging me.
Okay.
We've been talking about all these potential risks
and
complexities with decentralized finance. So how does it stack up against the traditional financial system?
That's a great question.
I mean, are banks really that bad?
There are definitely pros and cons to both systems.
Right, like banks might seem outdated and slow,
Yeah.
but they do offer a certain level of familiarity.
Right.
And arguably more regulatory oversight.
Exactly. You have deposit insurance,
Yeah.
fraud protection, and generally less of a learning curve.
Right.
But on the flip side, you're handing over control of your money to a third party.
Yeah.
You're at the mercy of their fees,
Right.
their policies, and their potential vulnerabilities.
Whereas with decentralized finance, you have more control and transparency. You can track your transactions on the blockchain, see where your money is going, and verify everything for yourself.
But of course, that also means you're responsible for your own security. Yeah. And there's no safety net if something goes wrong.
It's a trade-off. More control comes with increased responsibility.
It does.
So it really boils down to individual needs and priorities.
It does.
Some people value security and convenience above all else, while others are willing to take on more risk in exchange for greater control and autonomy over their finances.
And that's the beauty of this evolving financial landscape.
Yeah.
There are more options than ever before, empowering individuals to choose the system that best aligns with their values and goals.
Yes. But no matter which path you choose, education is key.
Absolutely. The more you understand about both traditional and decentralized finance, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions about managing your money.
Okay, that's a perfect note to end on.
It is.
We've demystified the process of transferring USDT, highlighting those potential pitfalls, and emphasizing the importance of security and network compatibility.
We've also explored the broader context of this shift toward decentralized finance, where individuals have more control, but also more responsibility.
It's been quite a journey.
It has.
But before we send you off into the crypto realm,
into the wild,
we want to leave you with one final thought to ponder.
Okay.
We've discussed the technical aspects of transferring USDT. The steps involve the security measures, the importance of choosing the right network. We've even touched on the philosophical implications of this shift towards decentralized finance. But there's another layer to this that often gets overlooked.
What's that?
The human element.
What do you mean by the human element?
I'm talking about how these technological advancements impact our relationship with money, our sense of financial security, and our trust in systems. Both centralized and decentralized.
That's interesting. I mean, for most of human history, we've relied on tangible forms of currency like coins and paper money. Now we're dealing with these digital assets that exist purely in the digital realm.
It's a pretty big leap.
It is.
And it raises some fascinating questions.
Like what?
For example, does the intangible nature of cryptocurrency make it feel less real? Less valuable? Or does it create a sense of liberation? Knowing that you're not tied to a specific government or institution.
And what about security? Does the fact that you're responsible for your own security make you more cautious, more aware of the potential risks?
Possibly.
Or does it create a sense of anxiety, knowing that there's no central authority to bail you out if something goes wrong?
These are questions that each individual
has to grapple with as they navigate this new financial frontier. There's no right or wrong answer. It's about finding what works best for you. Your risk tolerance and your personal beliefs about money and technology.
This deep dive has given you the tools and knowledge to start exploring the world of USDT transfers. But the journey doesn't end here.
It doesn't.
The crypto landscape is constantly evolving.
It is.
So stay curious.
Stay curious.
Keep learning and never stop asking questions.
And remember, this is about more than just moving digital tokens around. It's about understanding the power and potential of this technology and how it's shaping the future of finance. So dive deeper, stay informed, and make choices that empower you on your financial journey.
Until next time, happy exploring.